For your Native Americans Today assignment, we are looking at what events we've spent the last 2 weeks studying the past, right? And the foundations of the Native American culture and what they were, what their society was like. Hundreds of years ago, really. And now we want to look at it today because I think sometimes society often thinks of Native Americans as people of the past. Well, that's not true at all. So Native American tribes still exist today and still face many hardships and negative stereotypes. But they also have very strong cultural foundations, traditions that have carried on. So I think it's super important for us to look at their lives today. So for this assignment, you will research one current event and one article focusing on current Native American culture. Excuse me. Here are our essential questions. What are some of the current issues facing Native Americans, and what does modern Native American culture look like? So the first step that you are going to do is you're going to go to slide 2 here. And I've already pre-selected articles for you to look at, okay? So that you're not spending a ton of time. And these are all credible sources. So all you need to do is click on the link or the words, and it will take you to the specific link. And then there's one video for this specific one. So we have our first article is what a new Supreme Court decision means for Native American sovereignty. 2 is Washington Redskins drop team name and logo. So that's a huge thing that just happened. Court rules, especially like with football season, if you're into football maybe, or just in general, it's very, I think, interesting. Number 3 is court rules Dakota Access Pipeline must be emptied for now. 4 is for Navajo Nation in Arizona. The election process is complicated and problematic. 5 is U.S. Native tribes in Ireland's 170-year-old connection is renewed in the pandemic. I thought that was really interesting, personally, because I am of Native American and Irish descent. It was pretty cool. Off topic, but why? And then 6, why are so many Native Americans dying from the coronavirus? You're going to pick one of these specific articles or this one video. And you're going to start with slide 3. So you're going to include the title, the news source, just include the title of the article, or the, like this one's, I think, the Smithsonian. So that's what you're including, okay? Who's publishing it? And then just the date published. Now you're going to look at the first question are what background details or historical context does the article provide to help you understand? So what does it tell you about the tribe, the issues, that the tribe is facing? And then what main topic is this story discussing? And I want 3 sentences of detail to help me explain it, or to help you explain it. Then you're going to come to slide 4, still working with that same article, and you're going to discuss one of the individuals interviewed in this article. So what is their point of view and what is their role? And then you're going to do the exact same thing with another character. So for example, if we come here to Washington Redskin NPR, I'm going to look and see who are the 2 people that are being talked about. Maybe one is the Washington Redskins, right? Maybe another one is Rivera. Okay. I don't know what his first name is. I skipped it. Ron Rivera. Okay. So maybe those are the 2 people I'm going to talk about. And then what is their stance? Okay. What do they think of? And then what conclusion about the issue can you make after reading this article? And how did this article change, modify, or update your understanding? Now, I don't want you to put how, or I don't want you to say, no, I didn't. I already knew this. I want you really to think about what is something that you learned or a perspective that you changed. How many of you knew that this was actually happening, right? That that Native American tribes were still struggling or still present and very much here today. Okay. Then you're going to go to slide 5. And you're going to look at Native American culture today. So we looked at current events that they're facing, and now we're going to look at some culture videos. So number 1 is the Turtle Mountain Youth Council is helping Chippewa teens find their voices. 2 is Inside an Apache Rite of Passage into Womanhood. 3, it's Beyond Offering a Class, it's Healing What Was Stolen. 4, See What Canyon Life is Like for a Navajo Pageant Winner. 5, Res Ball, Basketball in Lakota Nation. 6, Can This Alaskan Team Keep Native Hunting Traditions Alive? They're all really great resources, so I think any of them I would recommend. And then you're going to fill out the same thing. So go through title, news source, date, what is the video about, what story are we learning from this video? And you want 3 separate details. You can do it in a sentence, you can do it in bullet points, but I want 3 strong details. Native American teens often face challenges in the current day. What challenges in that individual group is that individual group describing? And then Native Americans also show resilience. So how does this story showcase the resilience of Native Americans? And I want you to think of, again, we're going to learn a little bit more about kind of what happened to the Native Americans when the U.S. land started kind of being conquered by Europeans and more people started discovering and coming over. But I want you to think of 200, 300 plus years, 400 years, 500 years, Native American tribes have been alive and shared those traditions. So how does that showcase resilience, right? And then 7, so describe one detail from the story that represents Native American traditional culture. You should have a good background because you each did your Native American tribe assignment. Provide a quote. Describe one detail from the story that represents the current culture of Native Americans. And then how did this article change, modify, or update your understanding? Okay? And then here's your rubric. So I really want you to make sure that you're taking your time. I write out on Empower what you need to do each day. But the first day, you are picking and reading your article and beginning slide 3. Okay, so first day, Tuesday, picking your article, reading your article, beginning this slide. Then on Wednesday, you're doing slide 3 and slide 4. Okay. Thursday, you're doing slide 5. You're watching your video, picking your article, and then you're starting slide 6. And then Friday, you're working on 6 and 7. So you have 4 days to work on this, which is plenty of time. And that's it.